First game you completed.
One thing I got to say is I've come to realize I don't play a lot of games of completion.
Same.
I literally had to think hard about what games I have completed and then think about which one would have possibly have been first.
Mm-hmm.
It was really hard for me.
For me, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I've mentioned this game a million times on this podcast. It was Mario 64.
That was the first game you ever completed?
That was the first game I ever completed.
What about you, Tim?
Mine was Sonic 1. The very first Sonic.
I know I ain't complete that.
See, I have Sonic on here, but I'm tempted to not include it because I know for a fact that I did not play through the game. I beat the final boss.
Up, down, left, right, A star.
But I did to cheat
to
play the final boss.
Yeah.
I didn't play through the game. So I'm not counting that. For me, it was probably Super Mario World.
That was my other one too. It was that's what I appreciate Sonic 1.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I did also complete that game. But I don't know if I did that before 64. I think that was one of the games like I went back and played.
Right,
you know,
right.
because of course, we've all played that game a million times.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah, I think it was Super Mario World. It was not the original Mario Brothers, even though I had it.
Mm-hmm.
I seen it completed, but that's because my older sister beat it. I did not beat it.
Did she use the? Did she cheat and do the good warp thing? No,
I don't think. No.
Oh, okay.
No, Malika loved Super Mario. She played through that the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
That was her game. But I'm pretty sure for me it was Super Mario World.
I'm sure like my cousin's out there and he's like, well, we beat Streets of Rage together or, the Ninja Turtles game way before then. And I'm like, yeah, but by myself, it would definitely be probably 64.
Yeah. Now, when you beat 64 the first time, did you just stop at 70 or did you go for the extra 50 and go for the 100?
No, I got the whole thing.
Got the whole thing.
Went to the top of the castle, all of that.
You saw Yoshi and was disappointed you couldn't even ride him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I did everything in that game.
And that was hard to get. Some of them stars was really hard to get.
Yes.
Especially like on the Rainbow World. That was rough, man.
And it was a lot of grinding and I was young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, you had to get 100 coins per world to get a star, and then it was hard. There were secret stars off. Trying to catch that stupid rabbit down in the basement.
That rabbit used to get on my nerves.
Yeah, that thing was annoying.
Wasn't it Super Mario 64 that kid was trying to speed run when we went to PGX, Tim? And he had that whole crowd around him?
Yes.
It was Mario 64? Okay. I wasn't sure if it was Mario or if it was Ocarina of Time. Couldn't remember.
How about you, Tim?
Sonic 1.
Sonic 1.
Oh, you said Sonic 1. You didn't
Yeah,
say Sonic 1. My bad.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure I used the code because once I heard about the code, you can get Super Sonic. I ain't give a shit about playing through the game.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you the game I think I felt the most accomplished when I finished.
What?
Final Fantasy X. Like I felt accomplished because there was a boss that whooped me so many times that I put the game down for like 2 weeks.
It's probably on my list.
And then when it was on my list, but then when I went back and finished the game, like I felt accomplished.
Yeah, that's a good question. What about you, Tim? What was the game that you played that after you completed it, you felt like you achieved something?
The Kingdom Hearts games.
Kingdom Hearts?
I think the Kingdom Hearts games were big.
Sephiroth giving you work, huh?
No, that's on the list. But anyways, yeah, probably the Kingdom Hearts games. 10, like you said, Final Fantasy 10. I'm trying to think of other ones like 7. Obviously 7 when I played 7 because I played 10 first before I played 7. Then I went back.
I went 8, 10, 9, 7.
9, 7. Yeah, I would definitely say the Kingdom Hearts, especially 2 specifically. Like I said, I feel like I don't think I got everything in it, but I did feel complete when I did beat 2.
Right.
So I think anything else here. I mean, now the mind's going to draw on a blank here all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not time you had something to prepare for.
Yeah, true. But what about you, actually?
Me, the first game that I felt like some type of just satisfaction and relief. The first one, which is going to be related to our next topic, is when I beat Fight Night Champion.
I thought you were gonna say Punch Out.
That's also up there too,
Mhm.
just because Mike Tyson and Fight Night champion Isaac Frost were fucking bastards.
Mhm.
They were a pain to beat. So yeah, once you finally beat them, yeah, you definitely felt a sense of accomplishment.
Absolutely.
But aside from that, the first one where once those credits hit, and I just had to take a moment to just sit there like, whoo, I beat it, was the first Last of Us.
Okay.
Last of Us Part 1. Once that game completed, I literally just sat there and just let the credits go for a little bit because I'm like, I felt I went through a journey in that game.
You know, I don't even remember the final boss of the first Last of Us. I don't remember what the last boss was. I remember the last boss on 2, but I don't remember the
There wasn't really bosses. It was you was going through the hospital.
Yeah, and he went and he killed everybody.
Yeah, there was. Last of Us didn't really have bosses.
Yeah, they did.
Not really.
David.
David wasn't.
That was a boss fight.
I guess you can call David a boss fight, but outside of that, I mean, they were just kind of people, in my opinion.
All right. Well, one of them was actually on my list.
There was the bloater when he
Yeah, the big
first
bloater,
showed
yeah.
up, and also in Last of Us 2, the Rat King. That was more of a boss fight, but outside of that, it was just people. Like to me, they didn't feel, especially in the first Last of Us, you didn't feel like you were facing some kind of extremely, extremely overpowered thing. You were
Okay.
just dealing with essentially just people and zombies. The first bloater was difficult just because you didn't know the trick to how to beat it.
Right.
Once you figured out how to kill the bloaters are fucking easy.
Yeah.
So The Last of Us, I never felt any of those fights felt like boss fights. Like, it just all seemed part of the trip. You're just encountering people or zombies. That game never felt like it. Those Naughty Dog's games never really feel like boss fights for the most part. You're just encountering situations to me. But
Okay.
that's all.
Oh, I got one for you. I think because we all played it growing up. Unlocking all the wrestlers on the THQ wrestling games. You know, like Revenge,
Yeah.
WrestleMania 2000. You
Mhm.
know, the World Tour. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
it wasn't that hard to unlock them, but it was cool. Like it felt good when you got a completed roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, fighting games back then. I know we had that talk a while back. How like you know, we said they were called something else at the time when they were already.
Unlockable characters.
Yeah, but it was called something else. You said they were I can't remember what you said because it was like fuck, I can't remember now, but yeah, like when you beat the game, you play them, you unlock it. You know,
Yeah.
Smash Brothers Melee was another one too where I felt accomplished unlocking everything because that took a lot,
Yeah, it
especially
did.
in Melee.
Mhm.
You know, because I think for Falco you had to beat the 100-man Melee. You had to play 20 hours to unlock Mewtwo and. You know, do this to do that and do this, you know what I mean? But I can't think of the thing that you said about Tekken back in because it was like one of your trash takes. I can't remember now for some reason.
It was the difference between like DLCs. He was saying they weren't
Yeah.
DLCs because they were already in the game.
Yeah, and you called it something
remember
else.
that,
I can't remember what you called it now.
I don't know what you're.
Ye
I just know that I had a trash take where I was talking about how people complained about DLC,
That's what it
and
was.
I was like, well, in old games, you got what you got, and if you got new content, it was a brand new game.
Yeah, and
Like Street Fighter, if you got new characters, guess what? You had to go buy Super Street Fighter, new challengers.
Turbo, yeah.
You didn't just have the same game and then pay, $10 for a new
Right.
character or two. You had to go spend $50 on a whole new game.
Right.
Yeah.
So like DLC existed, but it existed as here's a brand new game.
Right.
So that's why I think people just kind of gloss over that. Like, oh, we got completed games. Yes,
Right.
you did get completed games back in the day, but one, games were a lot easier to make back then. Two, games were not as large and complex, so
Right.
bugs were a lot less prevalent. Three, we didn't care about a lot of the bugs because there were games that were every speedrunner is taking advantage of a bug.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. They are not beating these games by beating these games as they're intended to be played.
Right.
They are taking advantage of bugs in the code to bypass parts of the game.
Right. That's fair.
Right.
That type of stuff would be blasted these days.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's 90% because of social media.
Yeah.
Like back then, it was just kind of like you can complain, but no one was listening.
Yeah, like people just complain just to complain, but
yeah, of course,
you got to understand the complexity of it. Like I remember reading an Ed Boon article. I can't remember how I even came across it. This was months, maybe even years ago. And they were asking like, what do you miss about game development from back when you started that's different now? He's like, back then, if I wanted to change or add something, I can do it in a matter of days.
Right.
These days, I got to speak to this guy who's going to speak to that guy who got to code this, who got to draw that, who got to program this, who got to animate that. It's like, it's not getting done like that.
It's annoying.
It's not that it's annoying. It's just that the process is so much more involved. Because when you have a little sprite that has 2 little animations, it's easy to just change something. If you want to add a new ninja to Mortal Kombat, guess what you did? You changed the color and gave a couple new little animations. That's all you had to do. That's why there were so many palette swaps in Mortal Kombat.
That word. That's it.
What, palette swaps?
Yes, that was the word that you were. Sorry, I got all excited there for a second. But it was a word you kept saying, and then
they're palette swaps.
There it was. There it is.
They're literally the same character, just a different color.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
now you figure you got to get it to the artist. They got to create the whole new character.
Yeah.
They got to do the moves, and you got to get it to the person to rig the character.
Right,
get it to the person to animate the character. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then you also a lot of this stuff. Oh, if this guy's a Muay Thai fighter and we've never done a Muay Thai fighter, now we got to get someone to motion cap it. Like there's so much more involved in things now.
Everything I named I can do, and I hate 2 of the 3 of the things.
Yeah. Rigging is a fucking
It sucks.
thing.
It sucks. I hate rigging and animating it.
I did one rigging and one animating, and I did an animation of a spatula flipping a burger. That thing took me so fucking long. I was mad as hell. I'm like, why is this such a pain?
Try rigging the entire character, and then you move this arm, and then you didn't get a perfect piece, so then like part of the body moves too, and you got to go back. I hate rigging.
Yeah, that shit's a pain. So, I did that for one class. I'm like, nah, I'll stick to programming.
I did programming for one class and was like, nope.
but overall, though, even though we talk about Mortal Kombat, it is what it is now. But I'm glad they did change all the ninjas.
Yes,
because they,
they gave them personality.
They all personality, different looks. Even though like Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which I really loved, but they had all the ninjas in there. They all did their, different stuff. But it was like you said, it was just like palette swaps. It was a color change. It was a different stance. But I'm glad that they made Reptile different. They made Rain different. They made Ermac different. They made
things have to progress. For the better.
But and then the other one I thought the other 2 games I felt accomplished beating was Super Metroid and obviously Zelda: Link to the Past, and you could throw Ocarina of Time in there too. You can throw that in there as well.
Okay.
But yeah, that was all I got for like for the stuff to complete. But I know definitely Sonic 1 was the first one I completed for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it the regular way and I cheated too. I did both. So
that
was that was one of the first codes you learned outside of Contra.
Yep.
Yes. Sonic. I don't think I made it past the 3rd world.
That's great.